Hi, everybody. Welcome to No Ordinary Life. I'm hoping we have people joining us. Just going to wait a few moments for a few people to join us. And also our speaker for today. And then we will get started. If you've just joined us, we're just waiting for a few more people to join and then we'll get started. Hi, Chaka.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm alright, thanks.
Good. Just waiting for a few more people
Hope
to
I'm
join.
okay. That's okay.
Um, I'm going to play a video in the meantime.
Welcome to No Ordinary Life. I think it's amazing what's happening. Hi, my name is Adesola Ejilogba and I work full-time as a digital marketing executive. My passion project is called the Hidden Hearts Project. We're a collective of young people who come together to produce drama, theatre, performances, movies, film, videos, entertainment generally to challenge the perspective that the media pushes. I started essentially in 2012, but in reality, I've been writing for much longer. It was Hidden Hearts Drama, and it was something that I did with the support and help of my fellowship group, Precious Seeds, and with a lot of support from my mentor, who basically was like, you write really well, you should put a project together. And it wasn't called Hidden Hearts necessarily at the time. The response was amazing, and then we essentially just decided to give it a name, and then it became Hidden Hearts Drama, and then it was Hidden Hearts Theatre, and right now I'm calling it the Hidden Hearts Project because it's more than just about drama and theatre. It's evolving to be about young people and about challenging society's attitudes towards us. My biggest inspiration would have to be my faith. I'm a Christian, and Hidden Hearts initially started out as a way to tell Christian stories, particularly tell deep stories that we don't necessarily see in the media, and talk about things that maybe we're not necessarily all that comfortable talking about and dealing with. So things like abuse in families and in Black communities and in minority communities, things that are going on in the church. Yeah, it's not necessarily easier to confront, you know, abuse in the church in a drama, but it's something that is loud, and people come and watch a drama and it challenges them and it makes them think. Just wanting to really tackle deep stuff. And then it's evolving to moving on just beyond the Christian message, but just generally just how young people see themselves. I'm inspired by that to create more positive images, I guess. I wouldn't necessarily say that my life is unconventional, and I suppose that's just because I'm surrounded by people who are constantly doing this. I mean, most of my friends have a full-time job and have a passion project. It's just life. Routines, I say that I just do things as and when they need to be done, and sometimes it's like, you know, I won't sleep. Sometimes it's like, you know, saying no to the social events, you know, not being able to participate in certain things. Sometimes even just getting on my own nerves and not being able to relax or chill because I've literally constantly got something on. Today, like, my mentor is still like, you know, there's so much more that you can do, there's so much more that is available for you. And it's not so much that I don't believe, but it's really hard to overcome self-doubt and to look within myself and see what's possible. And that's a constant battle that I have to face, is realizing that I have these big dreams and I have these big ideas and these massive things that I want to do, but what stops me is, oh my gosh, how are people going to receive this? Sometimes I just feel like people won't get it, and I have to get over that and just do it anyway. There's a lot that's going to happen. There's a lot that's coming up. In terms of where the Hidden Hearts project is going, I see it becoming a voice in an arena that's very silent. There is a lot that is happening at the moment that is inspiring for young Black people. There's a plethora of programs and shows with leading Black characters, with all Black casts, with Black people as the majority of the cast. So there is stuff that is starting to happen, and I see Hidden Hearts being a part of that, in the sense of contributing our own little 2 pence to telling our own stories. I'm passionate about young people having a voice to be able to say what it is that they want to say. There is more to us and more to our lives than violence or, you know, teenage pregnancy. There's a lot more that exists within our community, and I feel like Hidden Hearts is going to be a big part of telling those stories in the way that we want them told. I see myself in the next few years just being able to genuinely do the things that I want to do. The freedom to just be creative and to just write and write and write and write is what I want to do, is what I love doing. One of my biggest beliefs is that what's wrong with people and what's wrong with the world is a lack of inspiration. People are not inspired. I can't tell you what it did for me when I, you know, discovered people like Ama Asante or Ava DuVernay or Issa Rae. The fact that these are Black women who are directing, who are writing, who are doing their thing, and they're doing it on a major scale. It's not like a nice little corner of Hollywood. They are like on prime time. Issa Rae's show is on HBO. Ava DuVernay has directed blockbuster movies, sometimes on the littlest kinds of budgets. I just think it's the coolest thing in the world.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. We have our special guest here, Chaka, who'll be speaking shortly. But if you've joined us, please share where you're joining us from. And please give me feedback on if you can actually hear me as well. I'm hoping my volume is not too bad. But yeah, give me feedback on if you can hear me as well. The purpose of gathering here today is to learn about how to start a business with little capital. Our guest facilitator is an experienced entrepreneur, and he's going to share more about what he does. But I hope you have your pen and paper ready. As always, as you know, we always encourage people to have their pens and papers ready because this is a workshop. It's a place that is open for you to learn. So please do go ahead and have your papers and pens, your notepads, your phones, whatever you use to record, please have it ready, and also have your questions ready. Now, before our guest speaker shares, I just wanted to remind you all that this week is Africa Week. I'll do a little bit of an out in the outro. So it's on our social media. We're going to be sharing more about Africa and some facts and information about Africa that you might not really know. So do stay on tuned to our social media because it's a social media campaign. So yes, I hope you've been sharing the link for others to learn as well. I'm going to invite our guest speaker to lead us in this workshop on how to get a business started with little capital. So yes, welcome, Chaka. Please go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience.
All right. Thank you very much. My name is Chaka. Full name CHAKA RJ PHIRI. I'm based in Blantyre, Malawi. Yeah, I'm full-time entrepreneur, strategist, and mentor, part-time mentor. Yeah, so I run a digital media business, and as well as I manage manage and co-founder of IPI Africa, an institution where we bridge the gap between intellect and emotions. Yeah, I think that's basically what I do on a daily basis.
Thank you, Chaka. Yes, so ready when you are. How do we get started with a business with little capital? Whatever the content you have prepared for us today, I'm happy for you to lead the session now.
Um,
Let me know
Quick
if you
question.
need.
I can't,
Yes,
how do I can't see anyone on the online, like this is
yes.
quite a new interface for me.
So it's not like a Zoom. It's being
Mm.
broadcast on YouTube. So
Oh, okay.
yes.
All right. Um, all right. So start it off. Basically, it all depends on the type of business that you're looking for. That's the basic landscape of how to kick off a business with no or little capital. It literally depends on what do you want to do. I'm looking for my present. I'm failing to access my iPad. I can't find the presentation, so I hope what I've prepared is. I hope people can just take notes if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. The only thing is we can't see your video. I don't know if it's
Oh, sorry. Okay, just give me a minute.
while Chaka is getting his okay, I think we're better. He's getting his video ready. Yeah, much better. Now we can't hear you. Okay, I think I know what to do.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna have to keep it this way. We have you on video on one device and on audio on the other device. So I'll take myself out. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. As I was saying, about the business side of life. Starting a business is varies. It's a game of variation, especially when it comes to little or no funding or no money involved. We need to understand that there are factors that are in play. One of the biggest factors in play is location. That plays that's a big factor depending on where you're coming from. The landscape is quite different. If you're in Africa, we both understand that it also depends on which platform you're actually based. For example, if you're in the southern part of Africa, there is little or no funding for startups. If you are in the at least Western Africa, there's a lot of hubs going on, so there's a lot of technical support that side, and there's a lot of things going on. So it depends on where you are and what business do you want to do and how do you want to do the business itself. But what I've learned from my experience, especially here in Malawi, being the southern part of Africa, what I've learned is that it's quite a challenge because people are no longer funding ideas. So it's not the easiest place for innovators, and it's not the easiest place for business persons that are just coming up to say, I want to do this. Because now what they want to do is they want to fund something that is one, it proves that it can make money. So which means you have to produce it means that now you need to produce some business model canvas to actually prove that you can literally make the money. One, and the other thing is they need you to also showcase your experience on the ground. Because as much as you have the canvas, they need to know your experience. They need to trust you. So it's quite a hassle. But my quick advice is if you want to start a business from nothing, the easiest way you can go is through service. From my experience, service is the easiest way to go because if you're providing service, all you need is to find your first client, which is a bit of a hassle, but not compared to producing product. Because if you're producing product, it's another situation. But I feel like it is the easiest way to actually go around if you're producing product. Uh, I know if sorry if you're if you're providing a service rather than producing a product, because also product has its ups and downs, testing phase, all those phases. So it all depends on landscape, and it's a matter of who do you know as well in regards to the social network plays a big role, especially if you want to build or develop anything that will move the market, you would really need to have a very good network. So the networking part is essential. One, you need to put that in prospect. That's the first thing you need to put in prospect. Who do I know who can do what and help me where? It's not always about the money. Sometimes it's about the resource, someone who knows someone who can help you with the market. Maybe sometimes there's someone who understands the type of business that you're doing. So yeah, it depends. As I've said, building from scratch is a game of variation. Sorry, my network is acting up a bit. Claudia, are you still online?
I'm still here. Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Claudia?
Yes, I'm still here. I'm here. Can people hear me? Hello? Hello? Can people hear me? Hello? Chaka, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can the audience hear me? Because I think Chaka's... Okay. Chaka, can you... I don't know what's going on. Do you want to go and come back? I don't know if you can. I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on. Yes, can you hear me, Chaka?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I am. I could hear you the first time as well.
Oh, my network I had an issue with the network.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah,
Yes, so feel free
so I
to
think,
continue from where you were.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
We can't hear you now. Chaka, we can't
Everything
hear you.
you've done your research, you've actually put through, you understand the type of service you want to deliver, the type of product you can do, you have started.
Can anyone else hear
The most
Chaka?
important thing that you need to do is document.
Is it
Put
just me?
everything in documentation. Because now the one thing that we don't understand when client comes in at a state where they want to invest in a business, they ask a few things like how, at what stage is your business? Because they need to see that. One, two, what's the value like in terms of the business? Now, this is how we get the value. We do the calculations of all the investments you've done. So you sit down and you say, if I was being paid, if I was being paid, how much do you think I would be paid for realistically? Let's say I've worked more like let's say on an estimate, let's just put it 15, 20 hours developing the business from research to the stage where you are. That means you need to calculate how much in value, in money, how much that is, and then
Chaka, your sound is gone again. Um, can maybe try speaking again? No,
How about now?
we can't hear you. Okay, you're back now.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I think I'm not sure where you guys lost me on the sound, so I can highlight that part.
Your sound came on for like 2 seconds and everything else. So the last thing we heard was how you value your business. So all your investments and that was the last thing that we heard.
Give me a minute. I can't hear you clearly.
Yeah, come again?
Yes, so the last thing that we heard was regarding the sum of your investments to know how much, like, how you value your business. Can you hear me? Hello?
I can't. I'm having trouble with my sound now, so I don't know what's happening. Mm, just give me a minute.
Okay. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, come again? You were saying? Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. Your camera is flipped the other way around. It's not
Yeah,
showing
I'm
your
trying to
face.
fix that.
Yes. So we were saying the last thing that we heard was the sum of your investments, how much you've invested. That was the last thing
Mm-hmm.
we heard. And yeah, it was literally like one
Oh,
sentence.
okay. Oh, all right. So, oh wow, I was way past that. Okay. So what I was trying to say is, when it comes to the investment of the business, the sum of your investment, that can literally help you come up with your share capital of the business, like how much the business is valued at. That helps to clear up things for you when you're sitting down with investors or you want to value the business, you want to know how much the business is worth at that point. That is the calculation of hours, donations, plus the investment of the things that you have put in the business, like assets. If you've bought any machinery, if you have donated, let's say you had a laptop and you've donated it to the business, yeah, those are the things that you use to calculate that. And another thing that I spoke about that I think you guys didn't get is the aspect of the intellectual property profiles. This is a very critical area that a lot of young people don't understand when they're coming into studying something from nothing. Um, the intellectual property profile comes with a lot of things. For example, you need to have an idea of what an NDA is because you need to protect that business because it's at its most delicate stage. Your idea might be worth millions, but if you do not protect that idea that you want to start with from nothing, it means you have to interact with a lot of people. And it means that you have to learn how to protect it. Because if you do not protect it, then it's going to be a little bit of a problem. So you need to learn about the intellectual property security and you need to understand what an property portfolio is. So basically, what an intellectual property portfolio is consisting of things like your branding, your the the products, the designs, the sketches, yeah, stuff like that. But in terms of the idea part, it says that an idea it's only an idea if it's written down. So it means that it is protected. It'll be at least it's structured. It is something that is structured. That's an idea. An idea should be structured. It should have a roadmap. It should have something. At least if it's written, that's when the structure comes up. Until then, if someone steals your idea because it's still in the early stages and you're looking for a networking channel to help you grow the business from scratch, someone might do the same business and you don't have to, you can need to be in a space. If you can write those things down, it helps you build your intellectual property portfolio, and then you protect it by building up MDAs. So if I'll just go through the notes that I have. If you guys are looking for specifics, I think you can reach out and then I can send you everything in detail, or we can book a time and structure out everything in detail. Yeah, but basically, the roadmap I'm giving you is the one that I've used to build my organization and my business, and it has worked, though it was long because you have to do a lot of research. But yeah, so it's very important that you understand this thing because you might end up losing a lot of ideas. When it starts showing to the world, the business is picking, the structure is picking. A lot of people come and say, I want to invest in your business. I'll 50-50 if you're lucky, which is a lie. It's not always supposed to be 50-50 because just because they're bringing in money, money is not equivalent to 50% of ownership, not all the time. Um, if sometimes they come, they tell you 90-10 because we're bringing in the resources and you just have an idea. So when you structure things, it helps you know your stand. It helps you understand at which point do I sustain the business. And just to touch on shareholding, it is far better to maintain a 65% ownership to the business, 75% if you can, because now you maintain the vision. You still in the driving seat of the vision. So yeah, that's basically the tools that you need to, like, the first level tools that you need to look into and you can use as well to structure the idea that you want to start off without any money or little capital. Because but when the business picks up, even when you start running up and down, it's quite easy these days. We have on the digital side of things, we have now like tools like Canva. It's free. You can use it for designing almost pretty much almost everything from your company profile, your logo, your flyers. You can design pretty much anything, all the brand materials you need for your business for free. Um, but the downside of it is the free version has a little bit of a low quality when it comes to downloading, but at least it's better than nothing. It's better than learning Photoshop because that's the heavy side of things. In terms of visibility, we have places like we have Instagram, we have Facebook. Depends on your business. But with the cybersecurity issues that are happening on social media, I recommend people build their own websites. It's easy to learn. There's so much going on. There are the AI systems, and yeah, there's a lot that you can do with. They are very affordable web hosting services, and most of them are safe. Speaking from the technical side of things, with so much understanding in that field, I can tell you that it's far better you develop a website. So it also builds value in terms of your business portfolio, in terms of investments. And visibility is not only just about Facebook. Not everybody who is interested in your business will have access to social media, so that's what you need to keep in mind. And apart from that, in terms of if we believe in mentorship a lot, as young people, we believe we need someone to guide us. But the the truth is, not all of us have the opportunity. Not all of us have the opportunity to um, get a mentor. So on that, I can tell you that you don't have to stress about that. You can use AI systems. ChatGPT has voice version. I think when you can talk right into it and it can literally tell you anything. You can do research that we used to do 5 years ago on paper, a lot of investments. You can do it seated at home, just talking to it. You can just literally talk to it, just talk random ideas that you have and it can structure that for you. So it's ChatGPT. There's a lot of AIs that are free right now that are doing incredible work. So basically, what I would encourage someone else in the most basic steps from everything that I've said is if you want to start a business today with little or no money, I would recommend that you do your research. You go online and you check out the type of service and how people are doing it, maybe just to get a feel of the competitive scope. how the market is going, and then um, you can start from there. Provide a service while you're building your product side of business. It helps a lot because now if you understand that side, then it's better. And just to, on a quick note, just to wrap it up, there's one thing that I've noticed that a lot of young people were so delusional, especially black people, like the black community, is so delusional about pricing. Yeah, we need to be realistic because now everybody buys. Okay, we sell according to our value, not the product value. If we have made ourselves ambassadors of the business, they will buy at our value, and most of the time it's face value. So you need to build yourself. Self-esteem needs to be checked, and don't be too cocky about things. Be humble enough to understand the value where you are, and even if you have to do a lot of free gigs just to build up a portfolio, because now people ask questions like, "Who have you done this for?" On like what was their response like? Did they like the product? Did they like the service that you did? So you need to have a portfolio. So even if it's a free gig from the beginning, just to build up a portfolio, go ahead, please do it. You're not losing anything. You're gaining a lot because they're giving you an opportunity that a lot of people are not willing, will not be willing to give you. So yeah, there is there's a lot. There's a lot that you can look into, but those are the most basic things that you can look into. Yeah, so yeah, if there are any questions, you can ask so I can clarify that for you.
Okay, thank you, Chaka. So we have one question in the chat.
Mm,
So someone says, can you please advise on how to research on pricing the service one can provide? So how do you basically go about researching on like competitive prices of your competitors?
mm. That's tricky. From a strategic point of view, um, hmm, from a strategic point of view, this is what I'll say. First of all, every market that you jump into, I think the pricing is always out there. Like for example, if you want to do graphic designing, there is you literally know how much people are charging for other designers are posting their rate cards and stuff like that. You need to also start conversate with people that are already in the field so that you can easily understand how the field works, especially in terms of pricing. But the pricing strategy, I'll talk about the pricing strategy because you need to understand if you're coming in as a new business, I would recommend you do a moderate price. You find out, let's say for example, if you find out people are charging 10,000 for an artwork, you can charge less. Maybe you can charge 7,500 because what you need to understand is if you get on the same level as a new business and you just get on the same level with someone else who's been in the business for 10 years, 6 years, they will look at you and you'll probably be a question mark. And then every new product, every new business is a question mark. So I feel like you do the research. First of all, find out the people that have already been in the business and just be a little moderate because you would need the portfolio more than they do. So they are not as um, they're not as you know they're not going to entertain more clients coming in and saying no, I have less of this because their experience will not allow them to because they feel like they have deserved a certain level of pricing. So find out where your people where your fellow friends who are starting up are in the pricing, the ones who have been in the game for a long time, the how pricing, find a, your own space where you can sell for cool. If you want to take over the market, I think we can start here, and by the end of this period, we can be there, and it will help you with a lot of that's a lot of goal setting. There's you can pinpoint your growth, so it's a good area if you can look at that.
Thank you very much. And there are not any further questions in the chat, so I'll just ask my questions. But if you have any questions, please put them in the chat because we might wrap up earlier than anticipated. So my question is, do you know of, well, could you advise on any businesses that need little capital to start off with, like from your experience as an entrepreneur, or like just in life? Have you observed any businesses that you feel that, okay, these are good ones that you can start off with little capital?
Yes, the consultancy field,
Sorry.
the consultation field, the consultancy industry. That's a very easy place to start off if you're looking for. You don't have any money, but I need to start off. You can consult on, for example, your experience. You can use your experience as um, the backbone of that entry point.
Or consultation
Um,
field?
yeah, the consultation field. Um, there's that, and there's the designing aspect of life now has been simplified. The web, the technical side of things have been simplified. But it just depends on how good are you with what you do.
Yeah.
On the product side, that's a bit tricky because you have to invest in it. Every product needs to be invested in. So I wouldn't pinpoint to say I think this product will do better. Because we had drop shipping, but drop shipping I think it's phasing out now.
Okay. And you mentioned services.
Hmm.
For people, I feel like most of the people who registered for this are females. Any
Hmm.
particular businesses that you feel would be good for females on the
Yes.
services side of things?
Not to be offensive, you know, the females literally you understand that your target market is also your gender, if I can put it that way.
Mm,
So because of the impulsive nature when it comes to buying and trends and stuff like that, I think the fashion industry, fashion, beauty and fashion and
mm,
um, health, especially the health industry. I think the health industry will be the biggest industry that will. It's just picking up. Right
yes.
now, I think the health industry is just picking up. Yeah, like everybody wants to stay healthy. There's a lot of chemicals going on. People want to eat healthy, so there's a lot. If you could be, let's say, you do a little bit of your research and maybe you start doing content. Content now is a big business. Before it was just fun, especially if you're in a territory where the social platforms you're using are monetized.
Mm. Like
So yeah,
TikTok.
fashion, yeah, fashion industry, clothes, health, fitness and health, specifically fitness and health. And beauty will always be there. Like nail techs now are picking up. Now it's people are looking at them like, oh wow, she's a nail tech. Now it's more of a respected field than ever before.
Oh, oh, okay. Chaka's gone.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
sorry for that. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, those are the fashion, health, and fitness. I feel like those are the key industries that you they can be looked into. Um, those are the ones. But then for another field that maybe if you have a little small resources, agriculture, organic food,
Oh, agriculture.
yeah, the organic industry. That's really, 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 it's booming right now. Like a lot of people are leaving a lot of their office work, their 9 to 5s, and going into organic farming.
Interesting. I suppose you
Yeah,
have to have the expertise for that though. Something that you definitely need the technical expertise for that. But I know I've heard that it's a very booming industry. So
yeah, it is.
as young
It
people,
is.
it's
But
something
you
that
don't need as much. You don't need as much. You don't need as much as you think you do. Today life is simple because of AI, technology, YouTube. Simpler than ever. You can learn anything. You can be anything.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Shaka. Okay, so another question is, mm, how does one increase their network with via LinkedIn for personal and business purposes?
Hmm. Okay. So with LinkedIn is all about perception and presentation. That's what I've picked about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is basically about those two things. So you really need to be in a space where you understand that how do I present myself and how do I sell myself. It's really good. You find all the CEOs, the MDs, the procurement managers. Yeah, it's good, but the competition is getting tough now because now a lot of people have realized that, oh, this is where we find these people. So now you need to be, as much as you can use LinkedIn to increase that. I feel like you really need to understand the perception and how you and your presentation. So maybe brand your LinkedIn in a way that it's more appealing to the one you're trying to communicate to, so they understand. Like for example, you have your work testimonials and stuff like that. So they take you a little bit more serious because a lot of people will check you out before they respond to you. It happens even on Facebook, Instagram. People will check you out before they respond to you. Most of the time, it's rare for people just to respond to you with so much love and kindness. It's something we don't have anymore, where people just want to help people, do business with people out of trust because of a lot of issues like scammers took over the internet for a while, and now it's a little bit more difficult for people to connect with people. So I hope I've answered that, but I feel like it's all about presentation and perception. If you
Thank
can
you very much.
understand those two things, you can do a quick study, and yeah, I think it will be easier for you.
Thank you, Chaka. Um, okay, so no further questions. So I think we will wrap up this session earlier.
Mm,
Are there any final words that you can share as someone that's been an entrepreneur? Any final words? Any words of advice for the audience, especially those looking to start a business?
yeah, um, maybe one or two words. Entrepreneurship is not a quick fix. It's really not a quick fix because now is you need to understand that it's an investment, and I know everybody wants to find a profit before they actually come to the terms of saying I want to quit this. So it's not a quick fix. It's not something that you start because you lost your job, and it's not something you start because you have nothing to do. It's something that you do because you're passionate about. So you need to have the passion for it. There's a lot of crazy things that happen in entrepreneurship. There are good days and bad days. There are days where you get paid. There are days where you broke. So you need to learn how to navigate yourself. So yeah, it's not a quick fix. It's an adventure.
Mm, yeah, it's definitely not for the faint-hearted. It's a risk,
No.
as they say.
Yeah, it is. It's a big one. It's a big risk, and I've seen a lot of things and a lot of beautiful things end because of taking this journey without understanding it. So yeah, a lot of relationships die along the way. You meet new people, you lose a lot of people. So yeah, it's something you need to understand what you're doing before you jump into it. Not something you do with excitement. It's something you do with a passion.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, and it's which is exactly why we're having this session. That is because it's such a risk. It's good to start small. That way, when you're
Hmm.
investing, you don't put in a huge chunk of your money, and if you don't get the returns that you want, you're left with nothing. It's
Yeah.
good to start off small, sample the market,
Hmm.
and then see how it goes. And as you mentioned as well, build accountability. I've put all the notes for from this session in the chat, so people are rewatching this. You can go ahead and check the information that was put in the chat to as a summary of what Chaka was saying. So yes, start small, but do if you're convinced that it's something that you want to do take the risk and hopefully something would come out of it. But anyways, you learn about yourself. If you don't learn about the market, the product, you will definitely learn a lot about yourself, what you can do and what you can't do. So it's definitely something that trains you and teaches you and develops you as a person, because you're interacting with the world in one way or another. So yes, thank you so very much for that, Chaka.
One more thing, I forgot one more thing before we wrap it up. Um, there are two types of businesses that I forgot to highlight.
Mm,
There is the general dealing where we just do the trading, the actual trading. Okay, cool. I buy this and I sell this. It ends there. That one is quick. That's good money. It's quick money. It looks like a lot of money, but it's not because there's a lot of expenses attached to it. But yeah, it comes in bulk. So it's either you're trading or you're building structures. So if you want to build something that will last long, it will take from you before it gives you back. But if you just want to trade something that is already present, if you already have maybe a little something and you just want to start with something and let me just do the trading, I buy something and I sell it a little bit higher. Yeah, I mean, I think that makes you money. It has its good days, has its bad days, but the structural path, the one you're building a company, you're building a business that will last long, yeah, it will take from you before it gives you back anything. So yeah, I think we have to have understanding before we jump into anything. But all in all, it's possible to do. We can do and be anything we want. So I think that would be my last words.
very much, Chaka. So just to recap that, you said the first type of business is general, where you're
Mm,
trading, and
mm.
the second type is called a structural, you said?
Yeah, it's more structural. You know, we're building the systems of the business. You're building the structures. You are looking for potential partners, investors. You're looking for suppliers. You're dealing with actual other established businesses. There's a lot of processes going on.
Okay.
Yeah. The other
Okay.
one is you just need. I have this. You can post on Facebook. I have clothes. I bought these clothes, secondhand clothes. People come, they buy, they're done. You know, zero attachment to the business. You can walk away anytime. That's the trading part of business, but the structural part is a little bit more heavy.
Okay.
That's where the passion is needed. Yeah.
Okay. Would that take more investment, the straw part where you're building from scratch? Doesn't
Yes, it
necessarily take
does.
more investment.
Yes, it does. If you know how to calculate your investments, yes, it does because it takes a lot of intellectual capacity as well, more than it takes your financial capacity, because you need to invest your one intellectual capacity, your your networking, your network channels. You need to invest in building a network channel. You need to develop your intellectual capacity, and you need to have the financial capacity, even if it's bare minimum. Right? It needs to be there. A lot of things involved. Internet. You need to have access to the internet. You need to make calls. You need to travel, go places, meet people. Sometimes you have to buy a thing or two. So it does.
Okay.
It
Okay.
really does. There's nothing like something like starting with no money. There's nothing like that. It's little money. At least little makes sense, but nothing like no money. You invest something either way, one or the other.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I get what you mean. Both of them would take some amount of investment, and you did say that the
Yeah.
structural might not
Mm,
necessarily take more investment as well.
mm, mm.
Okay.
Just depends on
Fantastic.
the nature. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. I don't think there's any further questions. We have 4 minutes till the meeting ends, so if you want to ask a question, please do that now. In the meantime, just based on the theme of this discussion, I have put a link for some business ideas, from some home business ideas for those of you who want to start a business at home. So not everyone needs an office. Actually, most of the time, most businesses start in the home. So please take a look at that link when you get the chance to. I hope it provides you with some ideas to back up the information that you've received from today's session. So yes, there's a link in the chat with some business ideas, and there's also a link, an evaluation form link as well. So please do take a look at those two links. And yes, I think I was trying to buy time to see if anyone had any further questions, but I don't see any further questions. So I think we will wrap this session up. I would like to thank everyone who joined the session. I can see that we have Uganda represented, Malawi. I don't see Ghana, but I see UK. So thank you so much for joining. And a special huge thank you to our facilitator today, Chaka, who has spared his time and his resources to share with us today. Thank you so much, Chaka, for your time today. And gave you some advice, guys. Please do take the advice, and hopefully you were taking notes as well. Please feel free to share this link with your network. It's the same link that we put on the calendar. You can rewatch the video. It's not going to disappear. So feel free to share the link with other people. And as I mentioned before, this week is Africa Week. There's actually a quiz that we wanted you to also get involved in. So I'm putting the next link in the chat as well. This week till the 25th is an Africa Week. It's Africa Week basically. And here at Ordinary Life, we're very passionate about Africa, the people of Africa, and the development of Africa. So we're getting involved in it. And just for a fun activity, we have created an Africa Week quiz. So this is a great chance for you to test your knowledge. And an addition to that, this Sunday, I will be releasing a interview that I did while I was in Malawi. I was in Malawi 2 weeks ago. So I had an interview with an amazing personality. And I would love for you to be able to watch that interview to learn something. This is also in celebration of Africa Week because it's the last day of Africa Week. So please watch out for that. It's going to be broadcast on our YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please make sure you subscribe. You'll get the notification when the interview is released. It's actually going to be live, so you can watch it while it's being broadcast for the first time. So yes, 1 minute till our time is up, and I think we've wrapped up nicely. So thank you all so much for joining. Links, check out the links, and we'll see you on Sunday for our Africa Week special. Thank you all so much. Take care, everyone.